All right, today is National Signing Day, and this is a recap of some of the commits that San Diego State has landed. Sean Lewis obviously is going to be entering his first year as San Diego State's football coach next football season. Obviously, the Aztecs did not get to a bowl game, so there's no bowl game that they have to worry about. But there's a lot of commits here that we knew about, but I have not talked about on the channel, so I want to get into some of these names here, but then also some of the names that just committed today, or at least names that I had not seen yet. So this is from ESPN's college football recruiting. So I don't know if this is all of the names that have officially committed, but these are the names that I have just seen right now. And so I'm going to go through these, and then you can give your thoughts in the comments on some of these names. I think that the main theme that I'm going to see here or take away, I think a lot of Aztecs fans are going to take away from this signing day and from this next class of players and the transfers is it's a new day in San Diego State Aztecs football. It's exciting. It's a much younger head coach than the previous two head coaches. And I don't want to like slight Brady Hoke all day long or anything like that, but it's just different. It feels different. It's refreshing. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's get into some of these players here. Jason Mitchell, safety, St. John Bosco High School, 6'3", 185, a four-star. He had offers from LSU, I believe, Oregon, Notre Dame, some big schools, and he decided to go to San Diego State. And Sean Lewis, we see him as the offense guy, right? But there's some talented coaches that he has put on this coaching staff. So they obviously can recruit as well. And it seems like the message from San Diego State has been able to get through to these recruits here. Because, while San Diego State, sure, no, there's defense history in this program, known for defense. It's not the most exciting offense, right? Sure, they've had plenty of, really talented running backs, but yeah, we look at the defense and, there's talented corners that have played in the NFL, but we still don't look, I guess, at least I don't look at it as like in the past, oh yeah, this happens all the time, where someone like Jason Mitchell commits to San Diego State over LSU or Notre Dame, Oregon. Maybe it's happened a couple times, but not like in recent memory. Danny O'Neal is someone that I've talked about already numerous times here, and he's a 3-star, but could be a 4-star. But I think some people rate him as a 3-star just because of his height, and that's one of the things that I guess we got to look out for. 6'1", he's not super tall, at least for a quarterback. But yeah, San Diego State, this could be the quarterback of the future. I'm not so sure he's going to be the quarterback day one. That could go to AJ Duffy because he has more college experience. He's, you know, sat out, I believe, at least 1 year at Florida State, and he's learned from some talented coaches and some talented quarterbacks. So I would think that he's going to be ready faster than Danny O'Neal, who's just coming out of high school. But this is the guy that the Aztecs wanted. He committed to Colorado, then decommitted from Colorado when Sean Lewis left. So we were connecting the dots, and I would have been shocked if he didn't go to San Diego State. He ends up at San Diego State. So hopefully he can end up being an exciting quarterback that we can watch at Snapdragon for years to come, probably after AJ Duffy. But I think if you ask Sean Lewis, he will probably say, well, no, it's going to be a good competition, and we'll see who wins out. Isaiah Buxton from the area, modern day corner, 3-star. That's another that was one of the, maybe was that the first recruit that was landed by Sean Lewis's staff? I'm not sure. It was one of the first ones. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, defense." I wasn't expecting that to be, one of the first ones, but hey, talent, Jason Mitchell, Isaiah Buxton. I think those are the two headlining defensive players that we're going to see here in this class to commit to San Diego State. So I'm going to be looking forward to watching him play on the defense. There's Anthony McMillan, running back, also from modern day, 3-star. I don't. There's some names that I've never heard of, so I'm not going to get really into some of these other names that I haven't heard of because I don't want to say something out of line that's not correct about some of these guys. But just going down the names here, a lot of 3-stars, but then there's some 4-stars in there. Will Cianfrini. So I'm botching these names, but I'm just going through the list here. Ben Scolari from Nevada, Danny New Jr. from San Mateo, California, 3-star there. Cody Cornelius, Arthur Ban, Tayton Beyer, Ryan Gay. Maybe that's how you pronounce the name. Sorry if I'm botching that. Ryan Wolfer from Liberty High School. I think he committed today. That was a recent commit. Kai Holek, Anthony Duffy or AJ Duffy. He went to IMG Academy, I believe, for his last year in high school. But he was from California, played at Florida State a little bit, but it was mostly sitting on the bench. But there was a lot of talented quarterbacks there at Florida State, and it seemed like AJ Duffy wasn't going to get that opportunity. And here he can come to San Diego State. Even if Danny O'Neal is here, he probably thinks, "Hey, I can be the guy," because maybe Danny O'Neal's not ready yet. Maybe he redshirts. Who knows? I can go take this program, go win the Mountain West, something like that here in year one, and maybe I could go transfer again to another school because you can transfer multiple times. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does here in this Sean Lewis offense. I would think he's going to be the starting quarterback, not Danny O'Neal. But who knows? Danny O'Neal could impress, and then he ends up being the starter. But then AJ Duffy might not be in the best situation. Williams Nemo Jr., he is a recent recruit. Safety, he was at UCLA. I was watching some video. I think one of the Colorado games was the highlight that I saw on social media of him wrapping up one of the Colorado receivers. This is, you know, you look at the defense. I don't know if they're all going to start, year one, but you look at some of these names, Williams Nemo Jr., I guess that's one of them I should have included in the group. Him and then Isaiah Buxton, Jason Mitchell. I mean, that's some real talent there on the San Diego State defense that will be added here coming up in 2024. 6'1", 200 pounds. Again, went to UCLA, and he's transferring to San Diego State. And that's not the only, Power 5 guy that's transferring. Obviously, A.J. Duffy, Williams Nimo Jr. I believe there's a tight end as well that was at Colorado and is transferring to San Diego State. Zach Morris, a transfer from New Mexico. And then I believe if I go to 24/7, I scroll down here. Yeah, here's the hard commit. So, well, I already went through those three names: Jason Mitchell, Anthony McMillan, Kai Holek, Zach Morris transfer, Bryce Phillips transfer from, I believe, Tennessee State. Here's the one of the other transfers I was talking about. Michael Harrison, tight end, going from Colorado to San Diego State. So, that's the power of this coaching staff and Sean Lewis. These guys, maybe this is something a little bit against Brady Hoke, but I don't mean it to bash on Brady Hoke. This just wasn't happening. When you have a young coach like this that can relate to these players, and he was at Colorado, has some relationships there. You have a coaching staff like this, that can relate to these players, and new stadium, right? Like probably the best group of 5 school, definitely one of the best group of 5 schools in terms of potential, what this program can be. That's going to land some Power 5 recruits that maybe they're not getting the playing time that they thought they were going to get with another school. Nate Bennett going from, I believe, Portland State here to San Diego State. AJ Duffy, like I mentioned, Florida State to San Diego State. So, yeah, I mean, that is what we got here. The big recruits, the big names: Jason Mitchell, Danny O'Neal, Isaiah Buxton, Anthony McMillan, AJ Duffy, Williams Nimo Jr., maybe throwing Michael Harrison, the Colorado transfer there. I think those are some of the big names that you're going to hear that we're going to remember from this class. But, I mean, starting it off with a bang is what Sean Lewis and San Diego State football is doing right here. And I think there's definitely going to be more fans in the stands next year, which was a priority. Should be a priority. I think was a priority for San Diego State in getting this next head coach. They went young, fast, Aztec fast, is what Sean Lewis has labeled what he wants this offense to be. exciting. That's what Aztecs fans want. And so maybe it's not like immediate they see a big boost in attendance. Maybe it's not sellouts all the time, but it's going to be better than it was this past season. Like this past season, it just wasn't worth it for a bunch of Aztecs fans to go watch a 4-8 Aztecs team, to go watch them score 0 points against Nevada. It just wasn't fun for Aztecs fans to go to Snapdragon Stadium this year. I don't think. I don't want to, assume for every Aztecs fans. Like some fans did go, but you need more fans in the stands when you have a new stadium, and just take out the stadium part, but just go to this is the standard. The standard is here, and it was down here. Like the standard is here. Like we got to get this up. We got to perform better. So we'll see. We'll see what this means for San Diego State, some of these impact players, but it's an exciting day. Sean Lewis was up at like before 4 o'clock in the morning because some of his East Coast recruits were committing and he wanted to be up for that. So it looks like a dedicated staff, and can't wait for football season coming up in 2024.